All right, let's dive into one of chemistry's coolest puzzles. We're talking about chemical reactions, specifically why some of them seem to just give up halfway through. What's really going on there? You know what I'm talking about, right? You mix a couple of things together, you expect a full-on transformation, but instead, it just kind of pauses. You're left with a mix of the stuff you started with and the new stuff you made just hanging out. It seems like the reaction just ran out of steam. But here's the secret, and it's a big one. They haven't stopped at all. Not even close. What we're actually seeing isn't an endpoint, it's a perfect, invisible balancing act. To really get this, we have to rethink what we mean by balance. So let's start with an analogy that'll make this whole thing click. Okay, picture a huge concert. From a drone's eye view, it looks like the number of people inside the venue is totally stable. But if you zoom in, it's complete chaos. For every single person pushing their way in, another person is heading out. The total number of people stays the same, but the system is alive and moving. That idea right there, that's everything. And that brings us to this key term, dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic because there's constant movement, and equilibrium because it's all perfectly balanced. The rate of people coming in, the forward process, is perfectly matched by the rate of people leaving, the reverse process. So that's a cool analogy, but how does this two-way street idea actually work with chemicals in a flask? How do they find that perfect point of balance? Well, right at the very beginning, it's a total one-way street. You've got tons of your starting materials, your reactants, so the forward reaction is going full throttle. But you haven't made any products yet, so there's literally nothing to change back. The reverse reaction rate is at a big fat zero. But then, things start to shift. As you use up your reactants, that forward rate naturally slows down. At the same time, you're building up products, and they start turning back into reactants, so the reverse rate picks up speed. And then, you hit it. Equilibrium. That's the magic moment where the forward rate and the reverse rate become exactly the same. The reaction hasn't stopped, it's just become a perfectly balanced two-way superhighway. So, if these reactions are always moving back and forth, how can we possibly describe what that mixture looks like at its balance point? Well, chemists needed a way to take a snapshot of it. And what they came up with is something called Kc, the equilibrium constant. And honestly, at its core, it's just a super simple number, a ratio, that tells us the entire story of that snapshot in time. And I mean simple. All it is a fraction. You take the amount of products you have and put it on top. Then you take the amount of reactants you have and put it on the bottom. Products over reactants. That's it. This one number tells you everything you need to know about the balance. Now, here's how you'll see it written officially. Those brackets just mean concentration, how much stuff is packed into a space. And the little P and R come from the balanced chemical equation. But don't let the fancy letters fool you. The core idea, the big takeaway, is exactly what we just said. It's products over reactants. Okay, so we have this number. So what? What does it actually tell us? Well, this is where it gets really, really cool. The value of Kc basically reveals the personality of a reaction. Just look at this breakdown. If your Kc is a big number, something greater than 1, it means the top of our fraction, the products, is way bigger than the bottom. The reaction just loves to make products. If Kc is a tiny number, less than 1, it's the other way around. The reaction prefers to just chill out as reactants. And if it's somewhere around 1, well, then you've got a pretty even mix of both. And here's a perfect picture of that. This reaction has a K of 1,000. That's a huge number. And look what the mixture looks like at equilibrium. It's almost all products. It's an absolute blowout. That one number tells us that this reaction is going to go almost all the way to completion. It's an incredible amount of predictive power. So why do we care so much about this one little ratio? Because understanding it is the key to controlling chemistry in the real world. It turns chemistry from just mixing stuff and seeing what happens into a precise science. This concept is fundamental to making everything from medicines to materials. It gives us control. So let's wrap this up. What are the big things to remember? First, equilibrium isn't a dead end. It's a dynamic, two-way street. Second, Kc is just a simple ratio, products over reactants. Third, the size of that Kc number tells you whether the reaction likes to make products or hang back as reactants. And finally, all this knowledge gives us real control and predictive power over the chemical world. And that brings us to one last thought. This isn't just about what happens in a beaker in a lab. This constant dynamic balancing act is happening everywhere. It's in the air we breathe, it's in our oceans, and it's happening inside every single one of your cells right this second. So the question is, where else is this invisible dance taking place?